M
I
N
D
S
S
M
M
M.
M. We can't get past it.
Shh,
Oh my God! Hello everyone.
hello, hello.
Welcome to the last MindSET of 2020. Woohoo! And you'll probably notice that this one isn't going out live because it's getting very close to Christmas. However, we have pre-recorded, or we are pre-recording, a very special episode for you that will help you have the very best holiday possible.
Yep, that's right. And as we know, this can be a very tricky time for many people, especially at this end of this momentous 2020.
We know and understand that Christmas or the holiday period can be a tricky time for many people. So we know that it can put us in difficult social situations and that there's all sorts of other pressures, for example, to be a certain way, to enjoy ourselves no matter what, right? And it also puts us into situations that can make us really anxious. So whether that's related to food or just being out of our normal routine, really. And we know it can be a bit of a perfect storm. MindSET is about giving you skills that will change the way you think, especially in situations that we can't change.
Absolutely, Barbara, which is why I've got you something very special.
You got me a present! Oh my God, you shouldn't have! Ooh, what could it be?
Well, it's a present to all of us and for you guys too.
Oh, let's see what it is. Okay.
Open it.
I love opening presents. And it's a toolbox.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
open it first.
Okay, a toolbox. I get a toolbox. You know what? This reminds me of situations in the past when I have received a lovely present, like with my ex-husband. Like, he always thought it was a really good idea to buy me clothes, except his taste is absolutely awful. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that really. That's a judgment. His taste is different to mine. So when he buys me, like, some flowery sort of, like, flower power hippie sort of outfit, I hide it for a year and then I give it to charity. So that's what this reminds me of. But I won't give this to charity, though, because it comes from you. Shh, don't tell anyone. Let's see what's inside, shall we? Oh, they're wrapped. There are tools. And one of them says, MindSET on the move, a little offering for the holiday season. That sounds like a Daryl move.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so today, welcome to the MindSET on the move. So as usual, we're going to start with a mindfulness exercise. So what I want you to do is just sitting with your feet flat on the floor, your body in an open, willing posture. So we're going to do something different. We're going to do something different today. So we're going to bring this we're going to start this with our eyes open, but not looking at anything in particular. And this is called soft eyes. So you just have a general gaze going down. So as you sit in your chair, so just notice your breathing. Don't pay any particular attention to your breathing, but just notice it, and this should slow it down. Just noticing the in-breath and the out-breath, nothing else. And as you do that, we're going to just now start to simply become aware of the space we're in. So there's no need to focus on anything in particular. Yeah. So first of all, I want you to just repeat this phrase mentally to yourself. So in your head, I am Daryl Christie, or I am Barbara Smith, or I am whatever. And just repeat it mentally again. And as you do that, just keep following my instructions. And now just let your awareness fill up with all of your problems and all of your stressings, all of the deadlines you might have, all of your goals. And then I just want you to let this go and then go back. And now drop your last name and just repeat it to yourself. I am Daryl. I am Barbara. Yeah. And now I just want you to invite your childhood experiences into your awareness. Memories from when you were 12, less than 12. I want you to think about the happy days and the not so happy days. Yeah, just thinking about those for a moment. And then I just want you to drop your first name and just say, I am. So this is with less labels attached. And just repeat that again and again. And then just let the memories and the thoughts phase. Keep going with I am. And then I want you to now drop the I am and just be aware of being aware. No labels at all this time. And then as you do that, we're going to try something else. So we're going to just try to go to just making a sound in your mind. So the sound could be hum, or it could be You're just going to repeat that again. So this is without a sound that's got no labels, no memories, no attachment, and just keep saying that again and again. And then we're going to let that go. Yes, it's all very quick. We're just going to let that go. And now we're reaching our ground state. So hopefully you had a momentary experience of before thoughts and before feelings arise. And now I'm going to ask you just to go back to your breathing. And then you're going to notice the in-breath and the out-breath. Just do this for a few seconds, noticing breathing in, breathing out. And now I want you to add to that breathing in, breathing out, and trying to notice when your breath goes from the in to the out. Yeah, the space between breathing in, breathing out. And do that just for a couple of seconds. And now while you're just going to go back to your breathing, noticing all your body sensations, you're simply just going to rest in that for a few seconds. And let go of that and go back to breathing. Just see if you can notice your bum on the chair, your feet on the floor, any tension in your body, pains in your back, pains in your shoulders, just letting that go. There we are. So I just want you to ask yourself what you were aware of while you were doing that. Did you notice moments of difficulty? And were you able to bring yourself away from those moments of difficulty, some of the memories, some of the deadlines? Actually, what we want to be able to do is so instead of pushing memories away, memories we don't want, instead of pushing those away, or instead of examining them too closely either, that we can just touch them and just move away from them, control our attention around it. And this is the ideal. We can't prevent painful memories. We can't, it's just not possible. But what we can do is touch and move them quickly. The difficulties tend to be when we cling on to them and they keep producing either emotions or thoughts or behaviors and actions. So we just touch and go away. And this is the ideal place, really. So you can practice letting those go and start to become aware of this moment. This is the moment that you've got. Everything in the past is gone and there's nothing you can do about it. And things in the future just might not happen. So you're just guessing at best with those. So we just want to be here because this is the best moment that we have. It's also the worst moment because it's the only moment. Barbara and Virginia, were you able to do this? And what did you notice? What about you, Virginia? What did you notice during this?
I noticed when you told us to think about childhood experiences, I noticed my breathing was slower, like almost like I'm not breathing. And I also noticed I had some judgments because this time we had to have a soft focus rather than closing your eyes. And then I noticed my eyes were quite dry and I was tempted to just close my eyes, but then I just let it go and just went on and participated with the exercise.
Sure. And I think that what we want to do really is we want to practice mindfulness both with our eyes open and our eyes closed and somewhere in between because it's very difficult to live our life with our eyes closed all the time. But I suppose the point is that we can use mindfulness as we go about our day if we if we keep our eyes open, you know, you might be struggling on the tube or struggling in a supermarket queue or something like that, and you know, and to be able to practice with our eyes open can be very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Nicole. Right, thanks, Virginia. I get it now. It took me a while, but I get it. So the toolbox is full of really useful tools that we can use over the next coming weeks.
Yeah, and because it's all recorded, so we can watch it over and over again.
Over and over and over and over. But that's the thing with these skills, right? You can't use them just once.
You have to keep practicing them.
Yep. And then they sink into that brain, and then your brain goes, oh, thank goodness. Which one should I open next? I think I'm going to go for the big one. Oh my God, it's huge. Yeah. What is in it? Let's open it and see what's inside. Whoop. Daryl's inside. Isn't that weird? Hello, Daryl.
So, hi guys. So last week we were talking about interpersonal effectiveness, which is about asking for what you want or saying no. And we talked about the goals for clarifying interpersonal situations. We talked about some of the things that get in the way of being interpersonally effective. And we also talked about the different types of reactions to other human beings. So following on from that, what we're going to talk about this week is the guidelines, or like the guidelines for getting what you want. And this is when this is about asking for what you want, or being able to say no to people. And so when we think about that, there's a goal in every interaction with a human being, whether it's something we need, whether it's keeping and improving a relationship, or whether it's about the way we feel about ourselves. There's always something going on, and all of those things are important. And so today, what we're going to do is outline a way to remember how to do that. And when we're talking about that, we're going to talk about something called the Dear Man, yeah. And the Dear Man is about getting what you want or saying no. So when we look at a dear man, what we're trying to do when we're asking people for something is, or this is the best probability of getting what you want. So we're going to look at DEAR, right? When we are talking to other people, we want to describe to them the current situation, not a old situation, but a current situation. We want to stick to the facts, and we want to tell the person exactly what we're reacting to. So this is a very logical kind of way of being. So when you're describing to people what you want, you only say what a third person observing you might be able to see. Yeah. So you'd probably be able to see this on a CCTV camera. Yeah. So it's very logical and rational. You know, can I have the sugar? The E is about expressing your feelings and opinions about a situation, and not assuming how another person might feel about it. You know, I'd love to have some sugar in my tea. Yeah. The key is, and this is more the emotion. The next bit that we do, the A, which we call asserting, yeah, is you assert yourself by asking for what you want or saying no very clearly. And this is, again, not assuming that other people have a magical power and can figure out what you want, yeah, because that causes difficulty, yeah. So what I want, can you pass me the sugar bowl, please? Yeah. And then the reinforce is about giving the other person an incentive or a positive consequence. Everyone likes to know what they're getting from a situation. So we're looking to reward the person ahead of time, so to speak. And this doesn't mean that you're going to give them money for passing you the sugar or something, but what it means is, so even a thank you, or I'd much appreciate it, even those are reinforcers for people. So that's what I'm talking about succinctly. So what we've got is we have Marge and Simran in the MindSET studio, and they are going to show you a Dear Man situation. Okay, so the context of the situation, so Simran is going to be a reporter, and she's going to try and use her Dear Man skills. And she's going to be interviewing Marge, and Marge today is going to be Beyonce. So we've got Beyonce and a reporter, right? So this is the situation, ladies. So Simran hasn't prepared for this, so you can see how skillful she is. So the situation is that Simran is a reporter and she's interviewing Beyonce. But what Beyonce doesn't know is that Simran is also her world's #1 biggest fan, and she's really excited about this interview. And we're going to get Simran to use her dear man skills. And Marge is going to be Beyonce. But this, Beyonce, this is your 50th interview today, and you're tired, and you just really want to get this last one out the way, and so you can go home. And so we're going to watch Simran do this, dear man. And as we go along, we're going to stop Simran and try and coach her with it. Off you pop, ladies.
Thank you, Beyonce, for this interview. I can't wait.
I am so tired. I just flew from Baltimore yesterday, so I'm just really, really tired. But how long do we have? Because I really need to go on my kids, and I'm just so stressed out.
10 minutes? 10 minutes, is that okay?
25?
We've had the interview planned.
So we're going to get, so Simran, what I want you to do is I want you to just stick to the facts.
Okay.
So, we've been allotted 10 minutes for this. I'm so excited to meet you, what you want, what she's going to give you. Have a go at that, and we'll see if it has any effect on Beyonce.
So this interview is going to be 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sorry, I got another appointment in like 15, and my driver's outside, so can we do 4 or 5 minutes tops? Is that okay?
Well, we allotted 10 minutes for this interview, and I'm really excited.
Okay,
for
then
it.
we just have to have 2 minutes just by talking about it. So if we can just get to it, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'll be out of your hair in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Let's do
Cool.
it.
Okay.
Right, so go back to her and reinforce what you want. If she drifts off, you can just say to her, look, if you keep looking at your phone, I think it's going to take longer. I'd really appreciate it, and then we can both get out of here.
So what's your favorite song you've ever recorded?
If I was a boy, because that just speaks to a lot of women. 1 second.
Do you think you'd be able to just...
Oh, honey, I can multitask. Girl. I can multitask. So let's just, if we can speed it up, because I got my kids, I got my driver outside, and I really need to go. I am so tired. I'm hungry. I mean, you didn't even provide water. I mean, what kind of interview is this?
This interview is being filmed, so I'd really love it if you could
Okay.
be looking
Have
at
you
me.
started filming? Okay.
Thank you. I think this interview is going to be great. It'll be great for you. So yeah, let's do it. And so would it be alright if you could put your phone away? I think the interview would be amazing if you're...
So great, Simran. So what Simran did there is that she wanted to stay confident, right, and point out to Beyonce, right, this is the reinforcer. This is being recorded, right? So this is the thing that's gonna shape Beyonce, isn't it? She does not want to look. This is not her image around the world. She doesn't want to look like she's being rude. She doesn't want to look. She wants to look like she's got time for her fans. And you saw that she put her phone down. And Simran got what she wanted without having to, and she wasn't rude about it at all, was she? She kept smiling, but she appeared confident, and she didn't let it go. She just went back to her and got her to focus. I thought that was great, Simran. I think the other thing you could do, Simran, is if she tries to start talking about her kids and other things, what you can do is just pull her back to the task and say, look, the time you keep spending talking about this, it's actually taking us longer. So, so you want to be mindful of the conversation. You want to be mindful about what you're all saying. Yeah. So Simran, you keep your eye on your goals, which you did great. You were using what they call a broken record. So you kept asking her, yeah? And that's okay. And then if she tried to change the subject, you just didn't go off on it, right? And so what you would do, Simran, is keep that confident voice tone, physical manner, no stammering. You know, what happens is that although when we're talking to people, what we do with our face and our bodies transmits more than what we do with our voice. Yeah. So imagine if you went for a job interview in the way that you normally feel. You'd go to a job interview and you'd say, oh, I don't know what, oh, I can't believe I've got this far. I don't know what you're seeing in me, but if you give me this job, I'm probably going to mess it up. And actually, should I just leave now? Yeah. Whereas what you really do in a job interview is you hold your head up, you pull your shoulders back, and you go, you know what, I'm really glad that you got me here. I've done this several times in the past. These are examples. And you know what? And you look them all in the eye, don't you? And if, you know, and if you give me this job, I'm going to be a credit to this organization. So we want to do it up and there. Yeah. And the next bit that Simran did, so we'll get her to go back and do it again in a minute. But the next bit that she did was great, was that she was able to negotiate with her. You know, she said to her, look, if you do this, we'll get out of here quicker. You know, it's only going to be this long. So offer and ask for solutions. You know, she could negotiate. If it got to it, Simran could get Beyonce to say, look, you know, I'm trying to get through this the quickest I can. What do you suggest I do to make this happen as quickly as possible? Right? What do you suggest? And she said, okay, just ask your questions and let's go. So Simran, see if you can now get Beyonce to give you an extra minute. So you're going to use your dear man skills and say to her, look, we're nearly finished, but can I have 1 more minute for 2 more questions? See if you can do that with her.
The interview has been amazing so far. Would it be okay if we did 1 more minute?
You are really trying my luck today. I've given you 9 minutes and I'm really tired and my driver is outside, so I really do need to go. You can email my agent though. You know, we can answer any questions and we can just send it out to you and that'll be great. Yeah.
Start the interview now if you get it done in 1 minute. And I think I have an amazing question that you will love.
You got 45 seconds. Let's go.
Cool.
Great, Simran. So not giving up, and you were willing to negotiate, right? You asked for a minute, but you got 45 seconds. Yeah. So the other thing you could have done is say, look, I just was 1 more minute, go back round it. Let me not judge Marge, but she jumped into the role with both feet. We're going to change the scenario a little bit more, right? And this time, Beyonce, the person interviewing you is your best friend, right? So what I'm going to ask Marge to do is, Marge, given that this is your best friend, we're going to use a skill called the give skill, which is about keeping and improving relationships, right? So when Simran asks you something, I want you to be gentle with her. I want you to be interested in her point of view. I want you to understand where she's coming from, and I want you to use a little bit more humor. Yeah? So this is when the relationship's important to you now, Beyonce. So we're going to start the interview again, and this time Beyonce is going to be focused on keeping this relationship. So we go back and start again, like it's all happening again, but this is now. So you may not want to be on your phone when your best friend starts off, but let's see. You can put it down when you notice she comes into the room. So let's try this one.
So when did you first start singing?
Can I just send this for 1 minute? Girl, I just want to pay attention to everything you're saying to me, so let me just,
Sure.
I'm all this. So, let's go.
So when did you first start singing?
You remember when I first started? When I was 10 years old, I remember in the choir. You don't remember that?
Of course.
Girl, your memory, you need to really drink some more. Yeah, but we were in the choir, and Mom just forced me to church, and we started singing in the choir, and that's how it all began. And then, how it all started. And I left and met Kelly, and yeah, so that's how it all started.
Amazing. Yeah, I remember that. And I think, didn't we sing together a bit as well?
Yeah, it was bring that choir boy in front of us.
Oh my
and he used
God.
to be fancy and Drew.
God.
He's still fancy.
Yeah. Do you remember the other guy as well?
What guy?
The guy that was next to him.
Derek, he was hot. He was so hot.
Has your love life influenced your music?
My love life is my music. It is my music.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Dear Man. Then Simran, I'm going to ask you what you noticed the difference was when Beyonce was trying to keep the relationship with you. What did you notice? But I'll just go through the whole point of Dear Man first. So look, Dear Man is about keeping and improving relationships, yeah, and we can use these skills. And the first, you know, there are places like the Gottman Institute that they can predict with a kind of 90% degree of accuracy relationships that are going to break down, yeah, and relationships that are going to break down are always have the same factors in them. They have criticism, they have contempt. They have what they call defensive,ness and stonewalling and stuff like that. So if you want to keep a relationship, you have to be respectful to people. You have to have an ability to not threaten or judge, thinking about what it's like when you're judged. It's just simple. If you attack people that you want to stay in relationships with, they just won't like you if you do it. And when you judge people, this includes your voice tone and your manner. And if you've ever had anyone be rude to you, you notice what it does to you. So people might do what you want them to do, right? But they won't like you in the long term. And that's what this is about, thinking about. And the next bit of it is that you saw with Beyonce this time that she was listening, she appeared interested, yeah? And people feel better when you show interest and you give them time and space, and you saw the body language different, the touching, the leaning in, the smiling, yeah. And we also had Beyonce showing validation, what we call validation, showing the other person's, you know, showing that the other person understood the other person's feelings, yeah. When we try to mind read people, what it does, like saying, look, I know you're really busy, or this is so great to see. What it does is it helps them, the other person, see that you understand their perspective, and that makes them drawn towards you as well. So it not just being about your needs, it being about both. And the other bit which I loved Beyonce is using the humor. Yeah. When we're in relationships with people, what we're really trying to do is get people to do what we want, right? And really a good manipulator is someone that likes other people, you know, that makes other people like giving in. Yeah. You want to do it for the other person, because people don't like being pushed around and bullied, but we still need our needs met. And the thing about relationships is, the purpose of relationships is that you're trying to take the burden, whatever the burden is, you're always trying to take it off the other person. And if you kept doing that between you, your relationships have a chance. Look, this is what they call the economic theory of comparative relationships, or really easily is thinking is everyone does what they're best at. And if everyone does what they're best at in a relationship, things generally be a little bit smoother. If you're good at remembering stuff, don't put the burden on the other person to remember stuff all the time. Or if you can rustle up a meal in 20 minutes when it takes someone 2 hours, then, you know, do what you're best at, and this eases relationships. So Simran, what did you notice the difference when Beyonce was more giving towards you?
I mean, I liked her more.
Yeah.
I felt more like being nice to her, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
I love to communicate with her.
Yeah. And that's it, really. That's what you want. That's what you're wanting, because keep it improved means you want it for a long time. Now, there are other relationship skills, and maybe in the future we can touch on those. But in the meantime, thank you very much, Beyonce and Simran.
Thank you.
Right. I'm going to open the little one now. What, this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, this is so fun. I love opening presents.
It's a small one. Small but mighty.
And it is... Oh, Oh, do you know what this is? This is for you.
What is it?
Spotify playlist. Yay! So we can have lots of cool songs to listen to over the holidays. Thank you.
Yes, and thanks to everyone who sent in their playlist to
Yes,
us.
thank
so
you.
we can all listen to it during the holidays.
Oh, that's really good. This is my favorite so far, this one. Yeah, what's great about this is that everybody sent in songs, right, to help us deal with difficult emotions, right? Help us get out of anger, get out of sadness, and this is going to make a huge difference. So thank you, everyone.
We're going to announce the winner. Oh, wait, we're not going to do it here. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
do it on Instagram, where we'll reveal who wins the holiday playlist.
Yeah,
challenge.
yes, so don't forget to go to Instagram at Body and Soul Charity, and then you will find out who the winner is and who has won this beautiful MindSET Wellbeing Kit.
It's curated by all of us.
It is, it is.
Members of the MindSET team. Whoever gets this, you're our lucky duck.
Lucky ducky.
Lucky duck.
There's more presents. There's more. Oh, that one. Okay, what is this one? Oh, thank you. Whoop. So this one.
Oh, sorry,
Please.
Barbara. Barbara, I think you have to pass this to another member of the MindSET team.
Yeah, this one says pass. Okay, pass to a member of the MindSET team. Oh, right. Yeah, because we don't do this alone. Like it's not just
we can't. This
There's no
isn't
way.
a two-man show.
too much work, right?
Yeah.
Virginia and I do not do this by ourselves. It's like a whole team of people, and you're going to meet them. Starting with Marge. It's for you, Marge. Here you go. Catch.
Please is a skill we can use to help us to reduce our vulnerability to overwhelming emotions by making sure we take care of our bodies. Each letter of the word please represents a different element of the core things that impact our physical health and therefore our mental health. PL stands for physical illness. This time of the year, we can be more vulnerable to different illnesses, and it's important to be aware of any symptoms we have and attend to them and seek medical advice if necessary. And this year, especially when we finally stop, it's possible that a lot of the stress is going to catch up on us. It's important to be aware of that. When we are unwell, we are more emotionally vulnerable, and we need to take extra care of ourselves and make sure we take time out of the day to self-soothe. We definitely advise you to not just plow your way through it.
E stands for balanced eating. Our eating often becomes unbalanced around the holidays, and whilst it's okay to change our eating schedules sometimes, it's important to be aware that what we eat affects how we feel mentally. So it's important to make sure you're getting all the nutrients your body needs.
A stands for avoiding mood-altering substances. We often fall into the trap of thinking that drugs and alcohol make our emotions easy to deal with, but in fact they make us more emotionally vulnerable. It's important to be aware of this, and if we're going to be in a situation where this could be a problem, it can help to plan ahead. For example, by deciding to say no if someone offers you a drink.
S stands for balanced sleep. The amount of sleep we get has a big impact on our mental health. That's why it's important to try our best to get a good amount of sleep. Some things that can help with this are avoiding screens before bed, avoiding caffeine late in the day, not eating too late in the day, avoiding alcohol, and trying to go to sleep and wake up at the same times every day.
E stands for exercise. Exercise is really good for our mental health. It helps to regulate mood, and it can also help you with getting to sleep earlier. It's quite difficult to motivate yourself to exercise when it's cold and gloomy outside, but it's important to try, even if it's just going for a walk. By going through each letter as a sort of checklist, making sure we attend to each one, we can reduce emotional vulnerability by maintaining our foundations.
That's really great. So remember, everybody, these sound like common sense, right? But these are things that we can so easily slip up on, right? So it's really great to, be aware of them, especially over the next few weeks. Check in on each of these things, and it'll help with your emotional vulnerabilities. There's 2 presents left. What else could I need?
Well, there might be situations where you find you're stuck in it and you can't change it, but Yeah, we'll have this tool to help us get through it.
Okay, which one is that?
I believe it's this one, Barbara.
Oh, yay, thank you. Okay, let's see what it is. Well, what do you know? It's the improve skill. Yay.
Improve is a set of skills we can use to cope with unpleasant emotions by improving the moment when we find ourselves in difficult situations that we cannot change. This time of year especially, we can find ourselves in situations we may not want to be in, and whilst improve can't change the situation, it can make it a little easier to get through it. Each letter of the word improve stands for a different skill that we can use to do this. I stands for imagery. When we find ourselves in a tricky situation, using imagery can help us to manage our emotions. For example, some people like to picture in their mind a happy place, real or imagined, or happy memory, or imagine the situation they're in, but if it was going well, or imagine themselves inside a bubble that the situation around them can't break through. M stands for meaning. When we're in an unpleasant situation, sometimes it can help to try to find meaning in the situation, or thinking about what we might gain or learn from the experience. P stands for prayer, and this can be religious or non-religious. Some people find it helpful to seek support or comfort in a higher power, asking for the strength to get through a tough situation or accepting that some things are out of our control. R stands for relaxation. When faced with unpleasant emotions, we can often feel very tense, and doing something to relax us, like having a cup of tea or a bath, or doing something slow breathing, can help us to cope. O stands for one thing in the moment. When we are distressed, our minds can often feel a little all over the place, and channeling our focus and attention into one thing can help us to cope. This can be by focusing on one thing you feel, see, or hear, or focusing on doing one activity, or even focusing on one pleasant thing you can find about the situation you're in. V stands for vacation. When it's not possible to literally take a vacation from a difficult situation we may find ourselves in, it can help to take a metaphorical vacation, a mental time out. Without even going anywhere, it's possible to take our minds to a different place. E stands for self-encouragement. When we're in a tricky situation, it can be really helpful to tell yourself the things you need to hear. Be your own cheerleader. Repeating simple phrases in your head like, "You can do this," or "It's going to be okay," can be very comforting.
Yay! Thank you. Wow, so many presents.
Actually, there's one more, Barbara.
Yay, another one. Oh, it must be this little cutie. I almost don't want to. Isn't this beautifully wrapped? I don't want. Thank you, MindSET team.
Woo, thank you.
Job. Thank you. Right. Let's see what it is. You ready? Whee! Oh, this is really funny. Okay.
Can I see?
Yeah. Take a look, and then we'll tell people what it is. It's good, right?
I love it.
It's really good. Oh my God. Okay, you guys, we have to tell you about this one. Whatever your Christmas is, you gotta have a movie, right? But MindSET can only recommend, or we choose to only recommend, one movie. And if you've seen it before, though, we recommend you watch it again because you're gonna have a different perspective on it this time, I think, given all the lovely skills we've been doing. So, before you say anything, it is not for kids, it is for us. And our recommendation is, right, what do you think it could be? Any ideas? You're awfully quiet.
Yeah, what can it be?
Inside Out! Okay, so we have reached the end of our 10th episode.
Sobs.
It's time for us to wish you a safe holiday season, and as with our presents today, don't get bored with them after 5 minutes and throw them aside. No. You want to keep them safe and keep using them when you need them because they are designed to be used again and again and again and again and then again right? And you can watch this video whenever you need to, and everything also will be in the campsite link of our Instagram page, which is at Body and Soul Charity. And you know, one of the hardest things I think, right, about Christmas is that you can feel like you're the odd one out, right? But here at MindSET, you are not the odd one out. We are all in this together, and you know, there's a lot of us who find Christmas a tricky time. So that's what unites us as well, right? And we will be here waiting for you in 2021.
With our willing hands.
With our willing hands, yes. Wednesday, February 3rd, to be exact. Stay tuned. We will be back. And so mark the diary. Mark the dates in your diary, right? In the meantime, keep working on your mindset. Bye.
I'm really sad. It's the last episode of MindSET.
Stop whining. What the hell? Oops. Wait a minute. 2020 has sucked. I think the first person I see, I'm gonna. No, I can't say that. I can't say that.
Are we done yet?